Hello everybody, my name is Janet Milihor and I am going to present to you the argument that I made, and along with it is the truth table that I constructed to determine if the argument is valid or invalid. So let's just get started. The statement was, I like lip gloss and I like blush. Blush is not my favorite. Therefore, lip gloss is the makeup I like the most. In this argument, the small letter B represents the statement, blush is not my favorite. On the other hand, the small letter L represents the statement, lip gloss is the makeup I like the most. So here is a truth table that I constructed. To start with, it has 6 columns and 5 rows. The first column is the statement B, and the second column is the statement L, which is already given, right? Let's call the third column a not L column, which is the opposite of the second column. Thus, it results to an answer FT. The next column is the first premise, which is the result from the conjunction of B and L column that gives us the answer TFFT. And its neighboring column is the second premise, which is an opposite of the column for statement B. The last is the conclusion column that apparently shows us the TFTF, which is only copied from the second column. So the truth table concludes that the argument is invalid. Why? Look at the last row of the table. It gives us the TTF, which implies that the argument is invalid. That will be all for this presentation, and thank you for listening.
Hi guys, in this video, we're going to test the validity of this argument. If you finish your homework, you may attend to the reception. You did not finish your homework, therefore you cannot go to the reception. Now, we will reduce the argument to symbolic form and use a truth table to test its validity. So, let H represent this statement if you finish your homework, and let R represent the statement you may attend the reception. And this is the symbolic form. H implies to R, negation of H, therefore, not R. This is the truth table that I constructed. So, as we can see in the truth table, it's invalid because the truth of the premises doesn't guarantee the truth of the conclusion.
Hi everyone, I'm Gladys Jane Alrias from Group 5, and this is my argument. If I don't have to go to work, then today is a holiday. If today is a holiday, then school is closed. Therefore, if I don't have to go to work, then school is closed. And this is the truth table of my argument, where P is the statement, I don't have to go to work, Q is the statement, today is a holiday, and R is the statement, school is closed. And this is the symbolic form of my argument. P is implied to Q, Q is implied to R, therefore, P is implied to R. So this is a valid argument since there is a row in which both premises are true while the conclusion is also true. Here is a truth table having a column for each premise and a column for the conclusion.
Hello, my name is Joshua Brian A. Layson. I create an argument that contains 2 statements. I will do my assessment or I will play mobile games. The symbolic form that I use is X and Y. X will be I will do my assessment, and Y will be I will play mobile games. The negation Y will be I did not play mobile games, and negation X is I did not do my assessments. I made a truth table to test the validity of my arguments. and the result is invalid. That's all. Thank you.
Hi, for today, I'm going to express my argument and determine if it is valid or invalid. So let's start. First premises. If Luna is a senior high school, then she is in 12th grade. The second premises. If Luna is in 12th grade, then she have to take the college entrance exam. Then the conclusion, if Luna is taking the college entrance exam, then she is in 12th grade. P represents Luna is in senior high school. Q represents Luna in 12th grade. And R represents Luna taking the college entrance exam. So we have the symbolic form here. If P, then Q, then Q, then R. Therefore, R, then Q. So what we want to do is to take and create a truth table. For this statement, if P, then Q, and Q, then R is true, then R, then Q is a true statement. First column, we have to put the given statement. The first statement is P. You have to fill this with 4 true and 4 false. The second statement is Q, and you have to fill this with true, true, false, false, true, true, false, false. The third column is R, and we have to put true, false, true, false, true, false, true, false. So to continue on, what we are trying to do is to put to the next column the first group of the statement. So our first group that we have is the implication of P then Q, or you can call this a conditional statement. Remember that the implication P then Q is only false if the combination is true and false. So we are gonna look at our P column and our Q column. We have to start with P, then look at Q. So we have true, true, then we have to look at the P column and the Q column. So first, true, true is going to be true. True, true is true. True, false, this is when it's going to be false. True, false is false. False, true is true. False, true is true. False, false is true. And false, false is also true. Our next column is Q, then R. So that means we're going to look at column Q and column R. True, true, which is true. True, false, which is false. False, true, which is true. False, false, which is true. True, true is true. True, false is false. False, true is true. And false, false is also true. Now we're gonna put together this whole first group. The next one will be the P, then Q, and Q, then R. For this one, we have to look at the columns P, then Q, and Q, then R. Remember with N, both must be true to be true. So true, true is true. True, false is false. False, true is also false. False, true is false. True, true is true. True, false is false. True, true is true. And true, true is true. Now we need this group R then Q. R and Q means we're gonna start looking at R then Q. True and then true is true. False and then true is true. True and then false is false. False and false is true. True and true is true. False and true is true. True and then false is false. And false and false is true. Our last column is going to be the entire statement. So we're gonna put together the P, then Q, and Q, then R, false and then true is true, false and false is true, false and true is true, true and true is true, false and true is true. And right here we have the combination true and false, which is lead to false. And lastly, true and true is true. Since we showed at one point we found a false statement, this is not valid, which means this argument is invalid. Thanks for listening.
Hello, my name is Lieutenant Ibrahim. My argument against two statements, and those are I will kill you or I will kill him. I did not kill him, therefore I did not kill you. I use the symbol Y for I will kill you and H for I will kill him. And the symbolic forms are Y or H, negation Y, and thus negation Y or therefore negation Y. I made a truth table to test the validity of my argument, and the result is invalid.
Hello, I am Gimpo Minaita from Group 5. My argument contains three statements, and these are: I am a Filipino or I am a Chinese. I am not a Chinese, therefore I am not a Filipino. I use the symbol D for I am Filipino. For I am Chinese is symbol O. I am not a Chinese is negation O. Therefore, I am not a Filipino is negation D. And the symbolic forms are D or O. Negation O over therefore negation D. The first premises is the negation O, and the second premises is the symbol D or O. I made a truth table to test the validity of my argument, and the result is invalid.